Hey guys, Justin here, and this is probably one of the cooler parts of the wet meadow trail here at Hartley. Today with the 90-degree plus heat, water very key, stay hydrated the whole time. It's very humid today as well. And with somebody like myself who has suffered heat strokes, the heat gets to me a little easier than normal. So water intake and electrolytes are very key. Ooh, interesting. Looks like the recent rain mixed with the beavers and stuff around here, the water is much higher than normal. This is normally pretty dry on my right hand side here, but looks like the beavers have been pretty busy. I mean, literally the water's on the platform. I've never seen it this high. This is actually kind of weird. Lived here my whole life and I've never seen it this high up. There's a little beaver right there. And there's a mallard back there that just took off. So this is all protected land here within the city. Kind of a neat and unique place. Used to be a farm and now it's a park that the city and state protect, so kind of neat. Kind of just hiking straight through the marsh. Well, this is probably one of the more unique trails here at Hartley. Or another good one is the tunnel trail. That'll actually take you up to the highest point here in the park where you can just look over the whole park. But this one, I think, is just a slightly more unique and scenic view of Hartley Park. Definitely the highest I've ever seen the water, though. This is very unique. But yeah, this is literally in the middle of the woodland area of Duluth. The neighborhood actually surrounds this whole park. But yeah, it's kind of just a unique area that was once a dairy farm. It is now turned into just this giant refuge for animals and plants here within Duluth. Kind of a cool and unique spot. Then we'll start going into the tree line over here, and it'll start looping us all the way around to the back side of the marsh and back towards the parking lot in the main area. Once I get some more money saved up, we'll start doing some camping and overnight areas. But for now, just bringing you on the local hikes in the area. Ones I've grew up hiking all my life, pretty much. This trail just kind of has a really cool vibe, though. A lot of it, you're on these walkways through just these cool tunnels of trees. You get the sun rays just coming through. And you can tell just like how thick these northern Minnesota woods get. And this is actually relatively not bad compared to a lot of northern Minnesota woods. There's some where you look in and the wood line just goes black because it's so dense. Which is crazy to think that the native tribes like the Ojibwe and stuff thrived in these environments. Don't get me wrong, I grew up camping and hunting in northern Minnesota my whole life, but for these guys, the Ojibwe in particular in this area, everything about these woods, the lakes, everything had a meaning and purpose to them. All the animals, nothing was left to waste. Everything was used. They'd gather wild rice on the lakes, trout and other fish. And to think something that is so beautiful within nature can be right here within the boundaries of Duluth. And there's parks like this scattered all through Duluth. Just the city has a blend of nature and modern all in one, just scattered throughout.
Yep.
A lot of these trails and areas are now becoming renowned throughout the whole U.S. and especially some of the ones up on the northern part of the Lake Superior shore are actually world renowned. Some of the best trails around are within Duluth up to the Grand Portage, Grand Marais area. Just all in all, probably hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of miles of trails throughout this northern part of the state. And a lot of them are just gorgeous varieties of plant life, wildlife, different ecosystems all over the place. I mean, the variety throughout northern Minnesota is just absolutely breathtaking. Kind of like this heat and humidity right now. But so yeah, this is the Wet Meadow Trail at Hartley Park in Duluth, Minnesota. Just a nice, beautiful trail. So now the branch off here from Wet Meadow brings you to Neymark and Route. Easiest way to get back to the parking center would be to take the left at this route, go down Root Canal, and I'll take you back towards the parking area of the park. All the ferns. And this one is definitely more techy if you're on a mountain bike. This is where things get a little bit more techy on the trail. Hiking, not so bad. If I remember right, there are some little rock drops and stuff. But this is definitely, if you're on a bike, this is a much more technical trail. than most of them in the park. Just a lot more boulders and root fields to go through. So just be mindful if you come onto Root Canal on a mountain bike that if you're not overly confident in your skill level, just be wary that this trail, even when dry like it is right now, pretty technical. When it gets wet, these corners and these rock faces become very dangerous. These crows have been following me for a while. I'm all the way on the other side of the park right now. When I first ran into them, they've been following me the whole time. That's right, I'm not suspicious of crows. I actually really love crows and ravens. One of my favorite birds ever. Just their intelligence level and the way that they are able to literally just hold on to memories and stuff. Such an interesting species. And to me, they're absolutely beautiful birds, especially ravens. All the time I spent out in Colorado and Oregon and stuff in the mountains there. Some of my favorite birds to be around. In Colorado, I even got lucky enough to get one that was, after about a week of feeding him, he would come up to me and actually eat from me directly. It's kind of neat. It's a very interesting mushroom. Definitely in the spectrum of do not eat that particular one. That one kind of gives off that just very vibrant, don't touch me, don't eat me type of vibe. But I'm sure you can come out here and find dozens, if not close to 100 different species of mushrooms just hitting these trails in northern Minnesota. The plant life and variety around here is just insane. Which is weird for a guy who always wants to travel. And for years has had a hard time staying and living here in Minnesota. Just because my passion is to travel. How much when I do get out in nature out here, I do miss it. And it has a very zen place within my heart. It's just, there is almost this just gypsy-like desire of wanting to just travel, live on my most minimalist as possible, meeting new people, new experiences, new cultures. There's always something that draws me back to Minnesota. I've lived on the East Coast, in the mountains, traveled, been out to the West Coast a little bit. This place always holds a special place. But yeah, I think I'm gonna sign off. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the wet meadow hike here at Hartley. Much love and peace to all of you. Hope you have a good day.